Welcome to another installment of This Is Not Normal on the Political Drain podcast with Drill Sergeant Doug, aka Admin Doug, a U.S. Army veteran, teacher, musician, and family man from Jamaica, now fights for justice and democracy through commentary and humor. Follow him on YouTube at Political Drain and at Sons of Liberty Official as Drill Sergeant, aka Admin Doug, continues to protect our freedoms.
Free Palestine. Are you in the IDF?
Yes.
Do you plan on kids in the future? Are you in the IDF?
Yes.
Do you plan on kids in the future, Palestinian kids?
I want to Gaza. I don't care about the kids. I don't care about the civilians. I don't care about them.
So you'll bomb them? You'll bomb the civilians? And
yes, I will bomb Gaza. I
Oh,
will
wow.
destroy Gaza.
Wow. There are 1 million kids in Gaza. You want them to...
I want all Gaza.
You want half of Gaza are children. You want them to die.
I want to bomb Gaza. I want to make it a mall.
Are you joking, or is this how you actually feel?
No, I'm dead serious.
You are very serious? You want all of Gaza to be gone?
Yes.
You want the 1 million kids in Gaza, the children, the babies, you want them to die?
All the children there will die. I don't care.
You're evil.
Kill
You're
or be
disgusting.
killed.
And you think this is normal. The way you're talking to me right now is that you were expecting me to
Yes.
agree with you because you have been taught since a young age that this is normal. The indoctrination is insane. There is a problem with you and your society. You need help.
No.
Free Palestine.
What's up, YouTube? Drill Sergeant here. And Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, as well as he's about this close to giving clemency to a woman who trafficked underage children to old men for the purposes of playtime. And this story is not a distraction from that. So I just wanted to get that out the way first. Now, the story. You may have seen lately unbelievably grotesque, insane pictures, ridiculous reporting about kids being sniped, about people using hunger and famine as a war tool, trying to get people into concentration camps in the south of Gaza. Israel is now Nazi Germany, but it's maybe even worse. It's maybe even worse because they've taken all the lessons but also have used the Holocaust itself as a cover to commit one, which gives them an unbelievable, and quite frankly, I mean unbelievable, because I cannot believe how the rest of the world has been okay with the ethno-state, with a single religious ethno-state that calls itself free and is able in 2025 to have other religious groups be second-class citizens and then commit a genocide. It's the strangest thing, because if I said Christian nationalism, you'll say, whoa. And you're right, because that is a religious ethno-state that inevitably means somebody's going to be suffering. Somebody, if that state is expanding, somebody's going to suffer. And if that state is insular, there's people being oppressed in there in order to maintain that type of a state. It's the reason why we're scared of Christian nationalism. I did an entire show on that, actually. Check it here. It's the same reason why people of democratic values are going to talk bad about Muslim states in the Middle East, how they oppress women, or this, or how the Shiite and the Sunnis are always at war, because this is the inevitable outcome of a single religion ethno-state that's allowed to enforce a top-down religion society without freedom. And when they start to expand, they do this. They do this. That's what the H-man wanted in Germany. So we have to talk about Israel being the next Nazi Germany. We have to talk about propaganda and the violence of propaganda. Yes, I said it correctly. And we have to talk about how it relates to everything we're seeing around us in this country and the warning. And part 3 of this video, there's a twist. It's not what you think it is. It's not going where you think it's going, but you need to watch it. You're going to want to see this. Trust me. Stay to the end. And I'm going to do it in 3 parts. Part 1. So YouTube, in the beginning of this, you saw a video clip. I showed a video clip that was disturbing. You know, the IDF soldier talking to a guy named Hamza Sadah. He just shows himself talking to not just IDF people, but just regular Israelis on the ground, kids, children, teenagers, and some adults. It's disturbing. It's absolutely disturbing. And I want to show you that it's not just that guy. Not only was he disgusting in how he flippantly could just talk about destroying children's lives and turning that place into a mall. I wonder where he got that from. More on that later. More on that later, America. But Israel, it's not just a soldier. It's not somebody who's just, gone off the deep end, seen too much. We've got to talk about propaganda as curriculum and brutality as entertainment. Watch this. Let's talk about it after.
Hello? Where are you from?
I'm from Israel.
I'm from Palestine.
Yeah, I know you. Hamza, I was just watching you live.
The 20,000 children that were killed in Palestine, is that justified?
Yeah, because they're going to grow up to be Hamas. I learned this in the Torah class.
You're saying it's okay for children to be killed?
If they're Palestinian, they're all terrorists.
20,000 children that were killed, that's okay?
Yeah.
Hello? What? Why are you cursing at me?
Where are you from?
I'm from Palestine.
I come and occupy this land. I you. You can't do anything. I kill you and your mother and your father. And I'm admitting I'm occupying whole Palestine. And I whole Palestine.
Do you hope all Palestinians die?
Yeah, sure. Everyone in there. Everyone.
Hi, IDF?
No way, it's not you.
Do you know me? Do you watch my videos?
Yeah.
What do you think about the bombs in Gaza? Do you think they should continue to bomb Gaza?
Yeah, I should. They flood the city, no people.
Really? No people? There are 1 million children in Gaza. You said you want them all gone?
After our hostages come back, then bomb Gaza.
When the hostages come back, you'll bomb Gaza?
I want that.
So when the hostages return, you want to bomb Gaza?
Yeah.
And you want to kill everyone there?
It's maybe because you're an Arab, you are stupid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm stupid because I'm Arab? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, my man.
Where are you from?
Israel. We're killing kid 16 years old.
Do you think they should keep killing the kids?
Yeah, of course.
Wow. You think we should also kill the kids in the West Bank?
Yeah. We need to kill all. We need to kill all. We army, it's gorgeous, man. We don't kill anyone.
Do you think the 16-year-olds are terrorists too?
Yeah.
Really? They're all terrorists?
No.
Even the 8-year-olds, huh?
Everyone in Gaza.
No free Palestine. Free Israel.
Free Israel, man.
Yeah, free Israel. From what though? From what?
From now.
Yeah. I don't know. But either way, free Israel though.
Free Israel, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. What the? What just happened?
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. What the hell is wrong with those folks? What the hell did I just watch? Is that real? Yes, it is. Yes, it is very real. And those are very real people and very real sentiments by people in Israel. It's not a joke. It's not AI. But the guy at the end gives us a little insight into where I'm going. Did you notice?
Think we should also kill the kids in the West Bank?
Yeah. We need to kill all. We need to kill all. We army, it's gorgeous, man. We don't kill anyone.
Who does that sound like to you, America? Have you seen that kind of cognitive dissonance just melt away? Can you think of anybody wearing a red hat, making America great again while watching its downfall? Can you think of anybody? Can you think of any group of people who say they love the kids while making excuses for PDF files? Can you think of anybody, a group of people? I'm just going to say this. That guy gives us insight into how these people got the way they are. Because there's two ways to look at it, and there's two ways this is going to be presented to you, which is why this show needs to happen. One way is, well, they're just like that because they're so-and-so and such and such. That's called racism. It's called anti-Semitism. And that's why what Israel is doing right now is so dangerous, and anti-Semitism is on the rise, because the surface level is how most, unfortunately, people think. The deeper question is, why are they like this? There's an external force. There's a societal force long-term, long-lasting, that has done this to someone. Here's insight number 2. Watch these videos and maybe you'll start to get the picture.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, where are you from? Israel?
Yes. Yes.
I'm from Palestine. Relax. I'm from Palestine. I'm a human like you. Free Israel from what? You don't like Palestine?
No, Palestine.
Why? They're children, bro. She's trying to punch me through the screen. They are taught to hate Palestinians at such a young age. They look at Palestinians as animals, unfortunately. That is just the reality. Israel. I'm from Palestine. Why?
Everyone who lives in Gaza want to kill me.
No. I have a lot of family and friends in Gaza. No.
Do you think it's right that I need to be scared here?
Palestinians are not just scared. They are dying. Children have been killed. They are not alive anymore.
They're having fun too, okay?
They're not having fun. No Palestinian is having fun. They are in an open-air prison. They're in a concentration camp.
But you want to kill me, so I don't
want to kill you. Who's teaching you this? Who's telling you that? Can I ask you a question? Do you know about the Nakba of 1948?
Yeah.
What happened?
They killed us.
They killed you? Who's teaching you this? Just for clarification to those that may not know, the Nakba of 1948 was when 750,000 Palestinians were displaced by the Zionist regime Israel when they first got established in 1948. 15,000 Palestinians were killed in 1940 during the Nakba, and 500 villages were completely destroyed and depopulated. But she's saying it's like flip-flop. The history is just flip-flop for her. That's what they teach people in Israel. Chill, calm down. I'm from Palestine.
Fuck you. I fuck your mom,
What about the kids that were killed in Gaza?
I wish you get the cancer, ya
Do you want to kill me?
Yes.
You want to hurt me?
Yes.
Is it because I'm Palestinian?
Yes. I wish you get the cancer, ya Ben.
Chill, calm down. I'm from Palestine.
Fuck you,
Hello.
Oh my God.
Hi. Where are you from? What is going on? Guys, I'm from Palestine. What just happened? They're crazy, dude. What just happened?
Now, I let that go on a little bit because I need you to understand that it didn't start with the man who said, I come to kill your mother and R-word your wife and I want to destroy them. It started with an 7-year-old who wanted to punch Hamza through the screen, and she's never seen a Palestinian. You see, Nazi Germany had a guy named Goebbels, and he was tasked with media and propaganda of all sorts. But what they really wanted was the Hitler Youth. That's what they was called. And young children to be indoctrinated. They just never took hold because the war came and we bombed them, destroyed them, as well as Japan. But Japan isn't full of blonde hair, blue-eyed white people. So we put a whole different level of devastation on them than we did the actual Nazis. Why is that important? That's maybe the reason why right now in Palestine we're doing nothing.
Men killed, we did nothing. Women killed, we did nothing. Children killed, we did nothing. Children burned alive, we did nothing. Children killed by snipers, we did nothing. International laws shattered, nothing. War crimes committed, nothing. Men killed, women killed, children burned alive, children killed by snipers, nothing. Journalists targeted and killed, nothing. Doctors, aid workers killed, nothing. Humans deliberately starved, nothing. Deprived of human rights, nothing. Land stripped and stolen, nothing. Israel has run rampant with atrocious, deplorable killing and nothing. Seriously, when does it end? Is it when there's nothing left to do nothing about?
The fact that the state has been allowed to just exist as an occupier of someone else's land, become an ethno-state that we seem everywhere else in the West to be against, and make propaganda the curriculum. It's past Nazi Germany. They were still trying to get over with propaganda on the adults and had a plan for the kids. In Israel, those kids have grown up and they're now grandparents. So this is what you get.
We were a mile and a half or so from 300,000 people who were being forcibly starved to death by the Israelis.
That was Matthew Ho, a former U.S. State Department official and U.S. Marine veteran who recently took this tour in Sderot, where visitors used coin-operated binoculars to peek into Gaza.
An Israeli school field trip showed up, and these children, they're teenagers, they came from 2 hours away to come and watch the genocide.
You see, when propaganda is your curriculum. You don't need to hide your concentration camps in Poland so that the people don't see it. As a matter of fact, you can build extra high power binoculars so that the people can come to watch the genocide and enjoy it for themselves. You don't need to hand out pamphlets that call the people you're destroying animals. You just put it on the blackboard before their minds are able to tell the difference. You don't need a Fox News. You still want one there because that person will grow up. But 90% of the job is done when the propaganda is your curriculum.
The tours are also done in English for international visitors and are included in Birthright Israel trips for Jewish Americans and for all Israeli school children.
The population sees it as entertainment, where you have this complete dismissal of the Palestinians as human beings, but as part of their school curriculum.
Now, YouTube, there's a possibility that something I said may offend some people, may offend some Jewish people. The fact that I compared Israel to Nazi Germany shouldn't offend Jewish people. It should offend the government of Israel. But I understand the sentiment. So allow me to expound on the fact that we're the same as Israel. I mean, how much does an Alligator Alcatraz shirt cost? I was noticing when they were talking about taking the kids to the mountaintop to look at the genocide and paying money to go see it, how many people went down to Florida to get a look and a picnic at Alligator Alcatraz? How many people bought the hat, the t-shirt, and the shoes to match? You see, we too have had a curriculum of propaganda forced upon us, especially white Christians in America. And the only reason why they haven't bombed the Mexican and brown people out of here, just like Israel does, is because you can't drop a bomb on your own city. So instead, we do filth like we see now. That's the point. That's the point. That's how this affects us. We are Israel. We are them. We give them the money for their atrocities, and we give ourselves the money for our atrocities. Do you realize nothing has been paid for? Nothing is worth paying for at all. Doge came in. They're ruining everything that you got. Your student loans to your Medicaid and Medicare. But ICE got $170 billion over 10 years because the only thing worth paying for is the destruction of those others, because we want to become a Christian nationalist state, a fascist state. And immediately upon saying those words, this is the reaction. In trying to understand how Israel has become the new Nazi Germany, even after going through Nazi Germany, the Holocaust themselves. This is an important question. The really great way that we can look at that is to look at how we got this way. That's how. It's a great way to start. It's a great lesson, education on what turns a population of people into Alligator Alcatraz tourists and t-shirt buyers. Well, in this iteration, this time in this country, because this country has a long history of that, in this iteration, the way that we got here, our propaganda as curriculum started when your pastor laid down with the Republican Party in 1980 in a dirty bathroom and scuffed his knees and then handed over his daughter to the same party as long as she was under 16. In return and in exchange for power at the expense of equality. I'll say it again. When your pastor, your church, and your church group, your organization, your denomination leaders conspired with the Republican Party in 1980 to use a dirty bathroom to suck them off, and then gave up your children and their own to be used by the dirty men in the party in exchange for power to never have to lose it again to that disgusting equality, because they didn't want to desegregate their church schools, because they didn't want to teach science in the church schools, because they didn't want to have to give up their non-tax status for being racist, misogynist, and disgusting human beings while hiding it behind the Bible. They made that plan. They wanted black folks to be back to slavery. They wanted women back barefoot and pregnant. They wanted gay people dead. And when they couldn't get enough people to go inside of their school or pay for it, they said, well, we just want control over all the schools. So they started the privatization of public schools. And when religion and politics mix, the inevitable outcome is the religious ethno-state. And as I said before, that means people get oppressed and suffer. Yes. Just look at the bottom 10, and all of them are the ones we're talking about. Every one of those states care more about everything else that has to do with Christian nationalism, has to do with indoctrination, has to do with fake-ass patriotism, and they've used it against them. All of those schools are racist as fuck. So in looking at how we got this way is how I've gotten my idea on what it was over there. We are Israel. Let's take a look at that. Our White House sends out closing time, but you can't stay here, and laughs about it. You know what that song was behind? People being chained and walking onto a plane with no seatbelts, being shipped to a country where they don't come from, as a promotional tool. There wasn't something that was hidden. They too have found out the secret. The secret is when you can just make brutality the entertainment. Because you've made propaganda the curriculum for enough people, you no longer have to hide in Poland. You can just make yourself the victim, even when you're on top. That's what Israel has done. They've used the Holocaust, made themselves the victim, and no one can say anything about it. And white folks in America, even though they've destroyed everyone else, from the Native American to the people they brought here to replace them, find themselves to be the victim, as entitled as the government of Israel is, knowing that they're somewhere that they don't belong, feel that God gave it to them, so they'll take it anyway.
Media coverage is meticulously designed to ingrain, implant, and perpetuate Israel's victimhood narrative in the minds of everyday Americans. Why does the lobby go to such great length to portray Israel as the eternal victim? The answer to this question reveals the shrewdness of the Israeli lobby. See, the lobby understands a profound psychological truth. Empathy breeds altruism. When we see someone as a victim, we're naturally inclined to help them even at our own expense. This phenomenon, known as empathy-induced altruism, is well documented in social psychology. Therefore, by investing in promoting Israel's victimhood narrative, the lobby secures a powerful return: American empathy, which then the lobby masterfully exploits, converting it into billions of dollars in annual support.
Now, there is something there. Did you hear what Breezy Politics said when he said this?
They didn't try to stop it. They didn't deny it. They didn't question it. They didn't even look away. But instead, they were like, wait, what? We're committing a genocide? Huh. We should take our kids to watch it and enjoy it. Now, how does that sound? Because if it sounds horrible, if it sounds sick, if it sounds disgusting, that's because it is.
Yeah, it is disgusting to bring kids to watch a genocide happen and have them there to just eat lunch afterwards. That reminds me of this.
The legal definition of lynching is when 3 or more persons, which constitute a mob, put someone to death extra-legally without court sanction, without legal sanction, and they do it for the purpose of tradition and or whatever their version of justice is.
This society, Breezy Politics, not their society, our collective Western society, specifically the United States of America, used to bring kids to the lynching and eat lunch at the park while watching a black man burn while hung from a tree. And I can't even show the full picture because I'm going to be the one to get demonetized, not them. We must understand history, politics, literature, and the world around us, because even in the truth, there can be lies and misleading. And that is a type of propaganda that brings us to part 3. I told you in the beginning that the ending was going to surprise you. Everything that we've seen so far is not that it's not true. I meant every word of it, and so did those people in the videos. But did you know that just last week there were 10,000 people in Israel that wanted to get rid of Netanyahu, that were fighting for ending the war? Did you know that many of the people in that crowd had relatives who were or still are hostages by Hamas?
In Tel Aviv, tens of thousands of Israeli protesters gathered on Thursday night demanding an end to the war in Gaza and the return of hostages held by Hamas. Amongst the crowd were more than 300 Israeli soldiers who signed a letter demanding a ceasefire deal. Many protesters were also calling for the resignation of the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Amid tight security, the protesters are marching through central Jerusalem, calling for Netanyahu to step down. Police on horseback are trying to contain the protesters and get them off the streets.
My almost 80-year-old grandfather has been a hostage in Gaza for the past 178 days. I'm against war, and I think we shouldn't be there, and I think both Israelis and Palestinians should live in peace and security with each other. We are not doomed to live here together. We are destined to live here together.
Yeah. I find it almost impossible that Hamza scrolls by and never once finds alive with somebody who agrees with him, somebody who wants peace. All of them are bad? Every one of them? None of those 10,000 people last week? Tell me this. There was another group, another 10,000, maybe last month. There was more of that. As a matter of fact, there's been marches there all year, last year too. None of them? It's not that he's lying. What he's doing is trying to show you a societal norm that he finds disgusting to help give context to what's happening. And he's correct. But lest you believe that that's all there is and that he's not curating that for a reason, that's all the context you need to know. It doesn't damn him, but it also shouldn't damn Israeli people. Granted, it's a small amount. 10,000 is not a lot, but they're loud and they're there and they've shown up, I'm sure. Let's take a look at our friend here.
When whispers began spreading that a Holocaust might be taking place, some resistance still emerged from different parts of the society. The White Rose movement, the German Catholic Peace movement, the July 20th plot to assassinate Hitler, just to name a few. But what stood out to me the most was how the Nazi leadership perceived the society's stance on this issue. That even after years of relentless anti-Slavic, anti-Jewish, and anti-Romani propaganda, their own society would not accept and would not tolerate genocide as an official policy. And that says a lot. Now, compare the attitude of German society towards the Nazi Holocaust with how Israeli society reacted to Israel's Holocaust in Gaza. If it sounds sick, if it sounds disgusting, that's because it is. At least for a normal society, but not according to the Israeli society.
You need to remember that no matter what he tells you, when he says it's a society, how bad this society is, you should watch the whole thing. It's interesting. But he never says why. No matter what he told you, the truth is, no, everybody in Germany didn't know what was going on. Many of them looked the other way. Many of them saw the same flyers. Many of them beat up Jews on the street. Many of them were happy to see them die. And by the end, they were packing the trains full of Jews, knowing exactly where they were going. Why would he say that? Well, he not only an agenda, it's not all about conspiracy. He has an agenda, yes, but he also is trying to tell a story that he thinks you need to know. On the other hand, even in the truth, there's lies. And the only way to be able to see through that, sift through that, get what you need, discard the rest, or use it for context as it should be used, is the education. So I've decided that we're going to start that. The political drain. We're going to start doing history. We're going to start doing race, gender studies. We're going to start doing political studies, civics. We're going to start doing maybe even civil disobedience classes. We're going to do everything that the resistance needs, as well as for not only now, but as well as in the future. People need to understand literature, history, politics, political science as it is. We're starting our first political science class soon, and our teacher, she's a good one. But now I want to start more out there with you. Can you go to the library and start a class on Saturdays? What about every other Saturday? Why don't you email me? I'd like to start some political science classes with people who know and have a curriculum, and know that we can have kids from all ages go there because they won't be getting it in the school, and there's nothing you can do about that. So we'll teach them ourselves. I'd love to have a history class. I'd love to have a media literacy class, understanding context, understanding how to discern, understanding primary sources from secondary sources. Do you know stuff like that? I'd love to see it. We're starting it. Email me if you care. If you teach, I'm starting it on Political Drain, that's for sure. Maybe you'd like to start it at your nearest library. That's how we win. I know it seems strange, but I did say this when I started in January. Education, down there in the beginning of our show, I meant it. And this is why. Who's with me? Because tomorrow we fight. Hey, yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind. The kind that moves. But here's the thing. None of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're going to pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads. It's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works. Follow us on all these things you see here, and our link tree is in the description. Maybe even get some merch.
That was the Political Drain podcast, which can be heard on www.groovechillradio.com/political-drain and can be viewed on the Political Drain YouTube channel anytime. Once again, thank you for listening to Groove Chill as we resist fascism in any form, pursue democracy, peace, and love.